Flirty, let's do this. Do you like them? Are you genuinely interested in them, getting to know them, and developing a connection to go deeper? Or are you delulu? Have you gone into full on delulu? Are you experiencing some infatuation, some obsession, some limerence? Let's get into it. How can you truly know the difference between the two? Okay, let's start with infatuation. Obsession, limerence, gonna group all of these terms together here for the purposes of this discussion because there truly are a lot of similarities between them all. And I want you to think about limerence, obsession, infatuation as essentially love bombing yourself. This is what you are doing. You are just showering yourself with all these thoughts of potential, of what this person could be. You are really operating from a place sometimes, a lot of the time, of anxiety and out of fear, where you are fearing rejection. And this is the truth about all of these things is that oftentimes we seek safety within a connection quickly because we fear rejection. We fear the unknown. We just want to have some certainty and some assuredness about what this connection is, who this person is in our life, and the role we play. And so we love bomb ourselves and perhaps even convince ourselves that this is the one, so to speak. Um, Also, a part of this process is it's really chemically driven. The research on limerence is honestly, there's not a ton. And some people will say, psychologists and practitioners will say that limerence is not a thing. If you've experienced limerence, you know that it is. And a part of this is a lot of intrusive thoughts. It is just the incessant kind of cycling, spiraling thoughts where you really just cannot get someone out of your mind. And another part of this experience is your how you're showing up and moving about through the world is very much influenced and impacted by how this other person shows up for you. So, also a part of this experience of infatuation, obsession is this mirroring, where now your self worth and how you feel and your confidence and your own stability is very much a reflection of how much attention, validation this other person is giving you. So it's you really become wrapped up in just the sort of the tidal wave of this new connection as you're being flooded with oxytocin, with dopamine, with a lot of the feel good hormones, and you're caught up or feel good hormones, chemicals, neurotransmitters, and you're really caught up in this chase toward that feeling, that high that feels so, so good. And we want to keep feeling that way because if we can feel that way, then we don't have to swing the pendulum and come into this other side of the experience where we may be rejected or the other person doesn't feel the same way. I hope this is helpful thus far and really starting to distinguish what limerence, obsession, infatuation, extreme delulu truly is. Another part of this and dating is you tend to move very, very quickly. So, why I like to describe this as essentially love bombing yourself. Maybe the other person is love bombing you too, but you're very much love bombing, convincing yourself that, oh my gosh, this person is just the most amazing thing in the world. You just kind of want to do everything with them very quickly. And the pace is just so, so intense. It's intense. It moves very, very quickly. You're looking to just share everything about yourself right away. Oftentimes, in conjunction with not wanting to experience this fear, this anxiety, this uncertainty. And so you're looking to just have this person be you just want to know that they're there. You're looking to attach quickly and establish that safety versus really focusing on the connection. So let's go in the other direction now and talk about what genuine interest really is. Okay. So in genuine interest, the overall there's going to be a lot of parallels, but you're going to be experiencing the opposite of what you're experiencing and extreme delulu. I mean, everything in moderation, a little bit of delulu, y'all. Come on. You do not have to be a gay Libra or an air sign to want to play in the world of Delulu a little bit, but we've got to bring it back to reality, to the present moment, and really just be with ourselves and not allow another person or dating to be a distraction. I mean, certainly if you tend to attach quickly, um, this is why I like talking about themes on flirtations of healing and even trauma and your childhood dynamics and your familyhood dynamics. I mean, you're bringing so much of yourself and so much of your story, your history, your experiences into dating. And so I mean, my goodness, we could focus on each one of these topics individually and why you might tend to gravitate towards limerence, obsession, infatuation. I mean, it could be you just really, really like someone, right? You really like them. They're so cute. You're feeling good. And then it's like the train on the tracks is just going faster and faster and faster. And when you're caught up in it, it's difficult to slow it down. And then here you are looking at your phone, you're checking your messages. If you're connected online on the socials, why are you doing that right away? You're not, now you're starting to look at their stories. Oh my God, they like my post. What does this mean? Or, oh, they didn't like my post. What does that mean? So here we go, spiraling, spiraling, spiraling. Okay. Back to the genuine interest piece. I want you to think about genuine interest as really focusing on compatibility in the dating process. And so you're looking to really be with yourself, not how does this person perceive me? What does this other person think about me? Does this other person like me? But more so, how do I feel? Do I see that I want to show up with them? Is this connection as it's building, as it's growing, is it fulfilling for me? And vice versa. Is this other person showing up for me? Are they asking me questions? And you're really starting to build a connection rather than an attachment, right? I have to have this person is my everything. This person is going to fix, solve, or sort of the inverse of that is, I want to be the savior and I just want to attach to then quote unquote fix them, perhaps could be a part of your dating experience. So instead of going into the attachment realm, focusing on the connection, how do you feel? And starting to build that connection around compatibility. So, as you're getting to know someone, you're asking questions around what you're looking for, what type of relationship you would like to have, you envision for yourself. You're talking about past relationships, exes, right? How does this other person talk about their past relationships? If they've had them, probably so. Probably not all the time, but most likely they have some dating experience in history. Uh, just as you probably do. Maybe not. Maybe not. But anyway, let's keep going with this. So think about how you align around dating goals, visions, and just how you move about life as well. How do they treat other people? And how do you treat other people as well? Like, do you seem to both just bring this element of respect and consideration into the dating process? Something else you're going to be talking about is sort of questions about a growth mindset. So, does it seem like they are driven? They have some ambition. They're going somewhere, right? They're curious. It's not about they're going for the raise or the promotion or like they want the new car or something like that, driven in that way. But do they have this curiosity to learn? Do they seem like they have this curiosity to keep growing and keep evolving, right? You're starting to maybe talk about some feelings around fear of change, right? What does it mean if maybe one person is exploring a career change, perhaps? Talk about that. And all of these things evolve over time within those first few dates. I love the first date as really being more of the vibe check, not going into extreme deep questioning on that first date. To each their own. I'm not a fan of that. Hold a few of your cards close to you, keep some mystery, and then over time on date two, maybe you start to talk about past relationships. On date three, now we're building some consistency. You're showing up for one another. Communication is evolving Now you can talk about about this dating thing. How's it going, right? What you looking for out there? How do you like to connect? How do you like to form relationships? What values are important to you in a partner? Right? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, kind of thing? Right? Going with some of these questions that now you're bringing into the dating process, dates three, four, and beyond, to deepen that connection beyond just the surface level, beyond just, I like this person. Seems like they like me. Do we actually have compatibility now? And that is how you're going to truly build genuine interest. Another part of this genuine interest piece is, I think, oftentimes speaking to the pacing, we want to have instant gratification. We want to know things quickly, have answers quickly, know everything about a person right away. And it seems like we should be able to get there because if we're meeting online on the apps, you could perhaps know quite a bit about a person before you even meet them. If you're checking up on their socials, I know you want to vet them, but the dating apps have so many features now built in that it's probably a real person. I mean, vet them, do you. But be okay with not having all those answers right away. It's okay to go at that slower burn pace. I advocate for it. This is what I recommend. This is my dating style. And the a little bit of the psychology behind that. Ironically, if you're dating the men's, they are going to be attracted to that air of mystery. This is not you holding back. This is not you keeping secrets. This is just you not putting everything about your life and yourself right out on the table in the very beginning. Leave them wanting more and focus on the compatibility within this connection, how you feel, how they're showing up for you, and be okay with dating in that gray area a little bit early on. Where is this going? Is this going to work out? A part of really developing genuine interest is being okay with an outcome that involves it not working out. Or you go on a few dates, a month or so, and you decide, you know what? I felt like it was really there in the beginning, and now, as we're talking more, I'm not feeling the connection, or we really don't align on some of these important things, or I had this non-negotiable, and I started to compromise that non-negotiable, compromise my boundaries a little bit because I was really liking them, maybe a little bit to Lulu, and now I'm thinking, you know what? Actually, I have to stay true to myself, and this isn't the person for me. That's okay. You get to date and make that decision into the dating process. And of course, vice versa, they do too. So a part of this genuine interest conversation is being okay with whatever outcome happens because Flirty, you were okay before and you're going to be okay after. This is ultimately all a part of dating. What else do I want to say here? A little bit on anxiety. I think that's always a part of the discussion. We all experience, certainly if we're dating and beyond in our relationships, some relational anxiety from time to time. So a part of this genuine interest piece is focusing again on compatibility, how you feel. Is there consistency, right? Is there accountability? Are they showing up for you? Are they doing what they say they're going to do? And vice versa. Does this feel like a fulfilling connection? And when you're experiencing some anxiety, some nerves, maybe open up about that. The anxiety nerves here, not attaching a story to it, right? That something's wrong, not looking to problem solve and find the solution to everything, communicating that perhaps, right? So let's say it's been three, four dates and you feel like the communication is falling off a little bit. Hey, I'm experiencing, it seemed like we were communicating pretty consistently early on. And now I feel like you're pulling back a little bit or our communication is becoming a little bit more distant. That's creating some anxiety for me. Can I ask what's going on? Is there anything you'd like to talk about? How are you feeling? Right? Not pointing fingers, not blaming, not looking to identify a problem, but simply just stating how you feel and being open to communicate how you're feeling, so that you can continue to focus on that interest piece, genuine interest, rather than going into delulu, infatuation. Now you're starting to obsess. Oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why are they pulling away? What's happening? What's happening? When maybe they're just feeling overwhelmed and they didn't know how to communicate that, right? I think part of this is being able to give people some grace sometimes, not making excuses. Definitely not focusing on potential, but just knowing that we're all human beings, hopefully doing our best. But this is when you come back to yourself, right? Your boundaries, how you want to show up, and knowing that no matter what, you're going to be okay regardless. So that if you start to experience some anxiety, it doesn't get the best of you. Okay, flirties. I think that was this Flirtini, yeah, all about how to determine, distinguish genuine interest from limerence, obsession, infatuation, delulu in the dating process. Yes, if you have any questions, please, please, please leave me a comment here. You can do so on Spotify, also on YouTube. I'm checking. I'd love to answer them. And help you through this conversation even more. If there's a piece of content I could create, if you want this to become a full-on episode with a guest, maybe a psychologist, a neurologist, neuro something. Yeah, they exist. I'm sure I'd be happy to do that. Here for you always in your flirting and dating journeys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Flirtini. My name is Benjamin. I'm the flirt coach and gay Libra flirty. Happy flirting.